Hello, this is Kate, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. And today I'm going to be using the Osho Zen tarot cards. And I'm just doing a general reading for the week and just wanting to focus on kind of what we need to know about the upcoming week and how we can better focus on what we need to do this week. Okay, so the first card that we've got is Control. And if you're into tarot cards, in a traditional tarot deck, this would be the King of Swords. So Control. Control is all about feeling very much in our heads about things. So if you're a really kind of rational thinker, or you're very analytical, this card can sometimes come up for you in a reading. And really what this card is saying is that there are other ways of looking at things and other ways of approaching things. And if we're too stuck in our heads about things, or if we're too kind of set on a particular idea of how things should be, then we're going to miss a lot of opportunities and a lot of different ways to go about looking at things. So this is just kind of a warning that you want to, there's nothing wrong with being analytical and being very intellectual, but you want to remain open to things. So always, if you're always that kind of person who looks at something with a very rational, intellectual kind of perspective, just kind of remain open to other perspectives as well, and just be a little more flexible. This card as you can see, if you look at the card, the person on the card has like fists, and they're kind of gripping their hands, and they're very, very rigid, very blocky and kind of uptight. And so this is just kind of a warning that you want to let go a little bit, be a little bit softer. And I think the real wisdom of this card is to know when to be set firm in your ways and when to kind of let go a little bit and be a little more open-minded and a little more flexible. Another message I'm getting with this card is that one way that you might lose your power this week is by worrying about what other people are doing. So if you're the kind of person who perhaps wants to control others, or even just the kind of person who will find yourself kind of overly concerned about what others are doing, that's one way that you can lose your power. So you just want to be aware if you start to do that this week, if you start to think about that and just kind of rein your power back in, pull it back in, and let go of any concern or worry that you have surrounding other people's actions. And just kind of remind yourself that you can be who you are, and you've got the power to make choices and decisions in your life and how you want things to be. And then other people also have that same privilege and that same power. And the more you kind of let go of that concern for others' behavior, the more empowered you become and the less stress you're going to cause for yourself in your life. Yeah. Okay, so moving on to the next card. And we've got the card of Breakthrough. And I believe this would be Justice in a traditional tarot deck. And Breakthrough is all about, it's kind of actually the opposite of the card that we just looked at, Control. Breakthrough is really a card of letting go, and but not so much letting go willingly, but it's almost a forceful kind of letting go. So it's almost like when the tension and the blocks just get so strong and built up inside of us, and something has to give, and the dam just bursts and everything is released. It's a real card of release and a sudden huge kind of letting go, a real shift, an energetic shift in our bodies, an energetic shift, and being able to really really let go of anything that's really blocking us. So if we've built up any kind of emotional or mental blocks in ourselves, this card is letting us know that those blocks can only stay there for so long, and when they do kind of break or shift or move, we'll have a totally different perspective of things. So our lives will change for the better, and energy can start actually flowing within us again. So if you are feeling like recently you've felt very blocked, so if you felt kind of lazy or sluggish, or if you maybe haven't had the creative ideas flowing to you as easily, or you feel like you're just kind of stuck in a certain part of your life and you're not really going anywhere, or you're feeling very stagnant, this card is a really nice message and letting you know that things are shifting and you're going to be experiencing that shift in a very shortly. So some other things that I'm getting with this card basically is just that we sometimes use things like I guess social masks or any kind of hang-ups to kind of mask our true self. And this card is all about letting your true self shine through and kind of explode into the universe, which sounds kind of dramatic, but this is all about really letting our authentic self come through and shine through past all those kind of fears or negative thought patterns or beliefs and all the things that kind of block our true selves from coming through. So that it's all about being true to yourself, being authentic, and having the courage to express that and to let that kind of shine through in your work. Okay, so moving on, the last card, and we've got the Rebel. So as you can see, there's actually a really nice progression here with the cards. We're starting out with control, so feeling powerful and grounded, but also maybe being a little bit limited in our ways of thinking, a little bit uptight, a little bit blocked. And then with breakthrough, there's a real unblocking and a sudden release. And it's almost like a freedom with this card. And then the Rebel is all about coming into your own. So coming into your own power and being able to really think for yourself. And I always think of the Rebel as being in some ways in opposition to society in general. So the Rebel is someone who really questions the norms of society and the various rules that we've established in our culture. So the Rebel really kind of looks at those and questions them and isn't really inclined to go along with those rules if they don't suit him. So he's a real independent thinker. So when you're shifting into this card, when you're shifting into the space of the Rebel, you're going to be very open-minded, and you're going to look at things with a new set of eyes. So you're going to be more questioning of things, you're just going to think things through a little bit better, and you're not just going to accept things as fact without really thinking it through first. And as you can see, he's got chains that are breaking around his ankles. So once again, like the breakthrough card, it's all about kind of busting through and setting yourself free. And so this could be setting yourself free of the kind of things that constrict you in life, but especially setting yourself free of maybe limited thinking patterns and setting yourself free of the old way of doing things and thinking about things. And so really changing your perspective, changing how you think, how you feel, and kind of breaking free of any of those patterns that have been keeping you stagnant and been keeping you stuck. So the Rebel, I mean, this card is really all about making your own rules and also taking the path less traveled. And I think I said in my reading last week, I said something about being, not being a rebel, but being a trailblazer or something like that. And this card is actually this is definitely a trailblazer card. It's all about taking the road less traveled and being an inspiration to others. So as you can see, he's holding his own torch, and he's got this lovely sun on his shoulder, and it's kind of all about lighting the way for others. So things might not be totally easy for you when you go against society or you make your own rules, but really you're kind of paving the way for others and being a real inspiration to others. So I hope you found this reading helpful. My name is Kate, and thank you for joining me.